lot like you were. Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Oh man, look at my life. 24 and there's so much more. Live alone in a paradise that makes me think that too. Love lost such a cost. Give me things that won't get lost, like a coin that won't get lost, rolling home to you. Oh man, take a look at my life from above.
Now please welcome to the ice for their pregame warm-up, presented by Scott Credit Union. Your St. Louis
Blue Note Fan Report. Aloha and mahalo, Ashley.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, but I have a buddy who's got a really
Oh, hold
loud
on, I gotta-
tablet.
So I changed the studio. It's Layla.
Leia, like, Star Wars.
Yep. I get it. You know, she's our girl, our friend. King Albert, that is all. Yes, the news broke late last night that no, I don't think it's official yet. I don't think that the Cardinals
Oh, it's official. They have signed him for a
announced it?
1 year.
Have they announced it? Because I haven't seen anything
Yeah.
officially from them.
Yep,
I've seen
it was
reports.
announced it's a 1 year, $2 million with a lot of bonuses if he does
Bonuses,
certain
I heard
things.
$2.5 million or something
Yeah.
like that. Right? Oh, we got Tammy here. So I was on the Blue Note Fan Report, or the Blue Note Fan Report page, but again, Facebook, my fourth time, blocks me.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what's going on there. So it is what it is. You do what you got to do with it. We're still having fun. Oh, he was on the field today. I didn't
Yep.
think he was even in Jupiter
Yep,
yet.
they
Wow.
showed a video of him walking and waving at the fans.
Yeah. You know what that is, right? The Blues called the Cardinals and says, look, man, you got to distract the fans. Can you do something? I mean, please, we really need it because, we're in disarray right now and we're not sure what the hell we're doing. Oh, wait a minute. We're not sure what the we're doing. Do you like that?
I did.
I got a beat button. Right? Could a movie be scripting in St. Louis? I don't know. Hey, whoever's on Facebook, who's ever doing that, if you look at the post, you see where it says more? Open that up, and then you'll see where it says, StreamYard says click here so we can see your name. Do that for me. I mean, I know this is probably one of my buddies or pals, but if you do that, it just makes it a little bit easier for me. I appreciate it, and it only takes a second.
By the way,
I'm
it was
looking forward-
Jason.
Say again?
It was Jason Nichols.
Jason. Yeah.
He is our buddy and pal, but
Oh, yeah, we got a bunch of them out there, man. They got a bunch of them out there that love us. Yes, we do. Oops, we do need this one. No problem, Jason. Just it makes life just a little bit easier. I moved the studio around, so I got a little bit more room. That's why you can't see the jerseys like you could before. And I played with the green screen to give a better color and take some of the ghosting out. It's still there a little bit, but it's not as bad as it was.
could be worse. You could be me.
You know what? That's probably better. But the good thing is now I have air blowing through the room. Right? So I've got the window's not blocked, it's open. So if I get people yelling because my voice is too loud, I'm in my house. I'm in a brick house. I can do what I want to do. I'm looking forward to today's game, believe it or not. We have 18 games left.
Yes.
That is 36 points. We are sitting at 79 points. We are 21 away from 100. 100 is the number. To me, that's the number. And 100 points. I mean, a lot of people don't get this. 100 points. That's a lot of points, right? A lot of times teams make the playoffs with 95, 94. I think even in recent years, you can go back to, not counting the shortened seasons, but you can find years where guys, teams may have made it in with 89 points.
Yep.
Right. I mean, so to have a 100-point season is good. I got all of it from Dante's Inferno last night and yesterday and this weekend. I got all of it from Dante's Inferno.
I'm sure you did.
Right. Dante's Inferno is not going to give it up to me. So the Blues are 35-20-9 with 79 points. Vancouver is 32-26-9 with 73. They are fighting for a playoff spot. They are in a dogfight. Now they're I think that realistically, their chances are maybe 15%, right? Maybe 15%, maybe a little less, but they're in a dogfight with Vegas. And I just think Vegas is a better team. I think Vegas is still going to miss the playoffs.
I don't think that Vegas makes the playoffs. They have too many injuries.
I don't either, but that's
and I don't think Eichel's doing what they thought he would do. But I mean, it's to be expected.
It's not only that. They brought Rosen up today. I didn't even know
Bortuzzo's sitting. Rosen was brought up a couple days ago, but they're sitting Bortuzzo to play Rosen, and they're going to sit Brown and play McEachern.
Yeah, I seen that. I'm okay with that.
I am too. Brown, I really think it's time because Rosen has played well for us when we brought him up before.
Yeah.
And Bortuzzo's not used to playing this many games. He's
great
seventh. No, he's a great seventh defenseman, but he hasn't played every game for a very long time.
Yeah, I mean, but he's a veteran. He's a guy that's played. I mean, he played the. I'm pretty sure you can look in 19. He played a lot, right? Rosen is a young, stay-at-home defenseman. He's got a good stick. He's got decent vision. I don't think it's great vision. The one problem with Rosen is, I think, and this is something that concerns me, is he's a little bit of a turnover machine.
I didn't see that. Like when he came up in the playoffs, I thought that the play from him was strong. He came up, I think, a game or two this season. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think he did.
And
I thought that he played really well too.
I do remember having some turnovers. It's just that they didn't end up in the back of the net, so you don't see them.
Yeah, maybe.
Right? And that's the thing. So there's turnovers has been an issue for the Blues all season long.
Yeah.
Right. Takeaways, giveaways. We've talked about giveaways. Something fierce. They way too many giveaways, not enough takeaways. Right. They're letting the stuff come off the puck, but it was pretty cool to see Albert be introduced at today's game. Good to see him with the birds on the bat to end a great career. I actually don't think it. I think he'll go one more year. I think he'll try and do another year. Right. Because he wants that. First of all, he wants that 700. And that's not the only number I think he wants. There's another number out there that I think fans don't realize that if I'm him, I want that number. And he only hit 445 home runs with the Cardinals. So he didn't get that 500th home run with the Birds. If I'm him, look, you don't get it this season. You're not hitting 50 this season, right? But you can hit 55. You can hit 25 one season and 30 in next. Or 30 and 25. And even at the DH / off the bench, I actually think that, I know Matt says he only needs the 21 for 700. I think the 500 as a bird would mean more to him because I think the only one that's done it, that's hit 500 home runs with the Cardinals is Stan the Man. I don't think anybody else has done it. Lou Brock may have come close. But I really think it was Stan the Man. I think he's the only one that's done it. I'd have to go look it up. But lost 5-2, won 5-2, lost 7-2. Do we rout the Canucks tonight? I don't think so. The Canucks are a much more desperate team than we are. Now, we should have some desperation tonight. Not to say that we're not a desperate team, but we should have some desperation. He had 18 last year, and that was in a split season where he missed 20-something games because of that issue with the Angels, right? I know he missed games from that, so it really depends. I could see him batting 6th or 7th in a lineup, right? I actually see him being a better DH than anybody else we've got.
Mhm.
right? And I can see him playing first base here and there. I can see him playing in the outfield, playing a little bit of left field. Not as I mean, he doesn't have the range that he used to have. He'd probably be better at first base than the outfield, but he used to be a good outfielder. He had foot problems early, and that what took him down. I've been a critic of this move, but I still watched everything about him. He said this is it for him. He wants to torture with Yachty or to end with Yachty and Molina. I can see that. I have a little bit of. Either way, it's his last year. Good to have him back. I really don't think it's going to be his last year. Retire, okay. Not a fan of the Pujols signing. I would be a better fan if they signed him for the league minimum. $2.5 million. That's pretty much the league minimum for a veteran. I think it helped the younger guys as a mentor, and that's Chris. I think you're right there. Getting back to today's game, the Blues did something today that shocked a lot of people, and it's really not a big deal. They made a trade, and everybody, how do you make a trade? How do you trade? Trade deadline's over. Not really.
Not for the AHL.
Well, it's not just the AHL. The roster trade deadline is over, right? If you remember, the MLB used to have this thing they called the non-roster trade deadline and the roster, or the non-waiver trade deadline and the waiver trade deadline. The non-waiver was you could just trade anybody here and there. The waiver trade after that one was over, you had to wait. You had to put somebody on waiver. If nobody picked them up, then you could trade them. Right? The trade itself is a minor league trade. Now, you can still make trades. You can actually make a trade. However, anybody that you trade for after the roster trade deadline, cannot play for your team during the regular season or during the playoffs. Now, there are some instances where that person can play during the regular season, but cannot play during the playoffs. I don't remember all of them. There's like 4 or 5 stipulations. But so this trade in and of itself is a minor league trade. I haven't looked the player up yet. I'll probably do it later. Well, Jason, it's when you look at the post itself, if you read the post, it'll say more, right? And then you click on that and it opens it up and then it'll show it. I'll show it on the next intermission. Well, actually, I won't even be. Well, no, I'll keep it in I'll keep it on in the Hawaii STL Blues Fan Clan. I'll keep the show in there. That might bring some of you guys in. I don't know. It's Pink at the Rink night, right? I do know he's a defenseman, but I don't know how old he is. I think, and that's the thing. If he's an older defenseman, doesn't do any good. It's bolstering the what they're doing is bolstering the Thunderbirds for a playoff run. Right? That's what that is to me. Let me see something. I haven't really looked at the stats or anything. I did when you left the other day, I had a guy come on, Matty, right? Matt Cameron. He does Matty Sports for you and me. And we did a 2-hour interview yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, we just talked and talked. I mean, he's working on the editing now. When it's up, I'll let you guys know. He brought something up, and I don't know if this is going to happen, but it is a possible. I now have contact with T.O. Fleury. So I'm not counting anything out, but there is a chance that and I'm thinking it would be an off-season thing, that I might be able to get T.O. Fleury on. Now, with no disrespect to you, and I don't mean to do this live, but that would be one I would take for myself.
Okay.
Right? And you know I love you to death, but this is one, because there are some things that need to be talked about, I think it would be much better for him and much more comfortable to talk about them things with me.
Okay, fair enough.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. He's wrote a book about it. He's open about it, but yeah, I mean, there's some things there's some personal reasons why I would do that, you know.
Oh, no, you're fine.
No, the other one that I may get, and I will keep that one a secret, you will be allowed to go on, and so will Maddie, right? It's a big one. But we'll hold off on that for now. I still got to get a hold of a few of my friends and talk about that. We need to beat Vancouver in both of these games. We need 3 points. We remember that, and we need 3 points. Could it be to fill a Springfield spot? Someone had to come up for the Blues, expanded. And what it does help. It does help with that, and I think that's what the move is more than anything else. Tonight's game isn't about, and I get this, and I'm going to get slaughtered. It's not about the W and the L. It's really not, right? And the reason I say that, because you can go out there and play one hell of a game and still lose, right? This is all about how well you play tonight, how well you play as a team. And actually, I don't think until Kyrou sits a couple of games, I don't think he gets a goal. He is absolutely, completely confused out there on the ice. Right? I mean, there's nothing that I've seen from Kyrou. Thomas gets it a little bit. Now, Thomas has played this many games in his career, right? Marianne, that's it, right? It is about their identity. I absolutely agree with that. Trying to get it. I guess I'll have to move my thing back a little bit more. But if I move it back too far, then I can't see the screen.
Yeah.
There we go. That might make it a little better when I put up. There we go. They're not covering my face now, right? That looks a little better. Leads the team in everything still. And he does, but he's still confused. And that's obvious. That's absolutely obvious. Kevin is our anti-Blues fan right now, and that's fine. I've got a few of them out there, right? Jeff Horseman, Kevin, Mike Dante. And I get that. You have that right, and there's no issue with that. So if I call you that, it's not a negative. It's not a negative. It's just, I understand. That's what it is to be a fan. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down.
And I want to correct something because it's not exactly correct. He is tied to lead with goals. David Perron also has the same amount of goals as Kyrou right now. So he's not leading goals, but he does lead in points.
How many goals does he have? 22, 23?
22.
22? And Tarasenko's right behind him at 21.
Well, yeah. And same with Buchnevich.
Oh, God, I love that guy.
I know, right?
I love that guy. It's all about them going and finding their team play. Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. And Sports Freak, you're right. Even the best go through slumps. Right? And I get that. The one issue I have with this team is something that they have not been able to do this season, is string together a strong winning streak. I think their best winning streak is only 5 games.
Yeah.
Right?
It was the first 5.
Did they win 5 in a row or 6 in a row? I think they won 6 in a row.
I thought they won their first 5. I don't think they hit 6.
Yeah, but I think they lost like the next 2 or 3 after that. So, or 1 or 2. They lost a couple after that. So, a lot of teams are pushing for the playoffs. The Blues got comfortable. And I got to admit, I saw that. They got comfortable. And it's in play. Now, I do not want the next thing I'm going to say to be misconstrued. This is on coaching. It doesn't mean there's a coaching problem. It means it's something that coaching has to fix, right? It absolutely means that there is something coaching has to fix. Does that mean it's a coaching, I'm not saying coaching is bad. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying that this is something that coaching needs to fix. And how do you fix it? I honestly don't know. Right?
I want to address what Tammy said here because I love Tammy. I love you so much, but we can't get much more later. There's only 18 games. Like this should have been earlier, not later.
Yeah, no, this is
the time to play playoff hockey,
right?
And show some, what we got. We're not doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, no, this is too late in the game. That 30 game mark, that when you hit that 70 or 50 games. 50 game mark, that's where it ends. You need to have your in one sock once you hit that 30 game mark. Did it work or not?
Yes, it did.
I don't know if it completely blocked it out, but you're right. But May is way too late. Arrogance starts at the top and works its way down. Players, coaches, wake it down to the players. Coaches and players must lead by example. I will absolutely agree with that. And which jersey are you saying is horrendous?
It's not horrendous. I think he said Hanzus.
Holy crap, a Hanzus jersey? Oh, okay, a Hanzus. He must have seen a Hanzus jersey out there. Okay, I didn't get again. So I've changed the direction so the side TV is not to my right anymore, where it's kind of so I'm right eye dominant. So I kind of will see on the right side more than the left. Well, the TV's on the left side. So in order for me to really pay attention, I've got to turn my head like this, and I don't want it to think that I'm not looking at you guys, right? So I'm trying to do this.
Oh, maybe he was horrendous.
And maybe it's the Canucks jersey. I think he's talking about the Canucks jersey. I don't think unless he's talking about our pink at the rink jersey, because I think they're wearing their pink ones, right? They might be wearing their pink ones. Oh, I just wanted to try it out. I want to see if it worked. There's supposed to be a trash talk mode, but I haven't figured out how to make the trash talk mode work yet. Got to figure that one out. So I updated my board last night. Is what I did. I had some time. I set it up, updated my board. Reworked the studio, gave myself a little more room to talk. You notice the mic. I mean, you can kind of see the mic, but it's not at the focal point. But I think I sound better, right? It's not breaking up, so it's there. Now the arrogance thing. I want to get back to this. I agree with that, and one of the things that for me, it really hurt me. For Berube, and if I was, I'll be honest with you. If I was O'Reilly, Shin, Perron, Tarasenko, and specifically those four, I would have stayed behind after the team left. I'd have taken those four. I'd say, hey, we're going in that office. I'd walked into the coach's office, closed the door, and said, that's fucking uncalled for. Right, and a little late there. How can you call us arrogant when you're probably the most arrogant, out there?
Matt, I love it.
I hope so. Well, he hopes not.
Oh, I hope not too. I don't want to hear the beep. I'd rather hear you dropping the F-bombs.
He's talking about the Vancouver. They're wearing their whites. I like Vancouver's whale, right? The orca, right? I like that. I really do. And I think of the nicknames. The Canucks are one of the better nicknames out there, right? The Canucks are absolutely one of the better nicknames out there. It's a nickname for a Canadian, right? And call them Canuckers or whatever. But it just, to me, when you call someone a Canuck, it's not like calling them a Yank, right? A Canuck is not. A Yank can be construed as a negative term, where Canuck is said with love and appreciation. So I really like that. I'll tell you, I'll be honest. Of the names in the league, that's one of the better ones, right? That's one of the better ones. That's one of the few that really gets out there and that gets out there, but it's a French Canadian. Actually, that's the La Habitants. Now that's Montreal's actual nickname, right? The Canadians, they are the La Habitant hockey team, right? And that's what I actually love.
Yes, Marianne, you can say whatever you want without getting smacked.
Absolutely. We will never.
We're not Will Smith up in here.
No, I thought it was a joke at first. I really
So did I. I was really shocked. Because he was laughing at the joke. He was laughing.
Yeah, but I think it was you can laugh. So I've had this happen because I'm in a cultural relationship. I've had this happen where I heard something that was funny that the person I was with did not. And it does change how you think about it because you immediately go, oh my God, I just laughed at something that offended them. Right. So I've been in his position before. Right. I have absolutely been in his position before. Yeah. And Shockey, you actually really said that one right. I don't think that assault to me is a hard word. Right.
It technically is an assault, but Chris Rock isn't pressing charges. So, I mean.
Yeah. I get it. And he apologized for it. But for me, the best part of the Oscars was Coda. First of all, I love that movie. I absolutely love that movie. Now I got to tell you right now, Kevin, I cannot stand that term. I cannot stand that term one bit.
Butthurt?
Yes. Because that is a homophobic slur. That is exactly what that term is. That's the way it was used. That's the way it was congregated. That's what it means. And people use it to say all kinds of things, but I have never liked that term at all. And I'm just being honest. I've said a lot of things that I know people don't like. And if you don't like it, tell me, right? Okay, Marianne, I've been waiting for this. I think Vladdy will be the one who walks into the coach's office over ORR and follow. ORR will follow in Perron and Shen. And you know what? I can see that too. I absolutely can see that.
I mean, Tarasenko is the vocal one. I hate to say it because obviously Ryan O'Reilly's a captain, but I think that Tarasenko will say something before he will.
Oh, no, Kyle, that is absolute. When you think about how that term comes up, right, it is normally said of men, don't get butt hurt. Think about it, right? That is an absolute, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm pretty sure if you look at it on the slang dictionary or whatever it's called, that dictionary, it will bring that up. He has called him out. He went on Thomas. You know, how can you call out Thomas for doing the same thing that we're doing? You know, he went there. If Vladdy stays, he may get the C he wanted. He seems to be the team talking leader. Yes, but no. He is that team leader, but I don't see them taking the C off O'Reilly. I really don't. Right? It's just for me, I don't see it. I think that there's a few other things going on. And I don't think O'Reilly, what we see on the ice and what we see in the locker room are two different things. And we may see things a little bit differently. We may see things. Shaki says, I think Ryan uses diplomacy. Vladdy will just say it. And you're right. You know what? I'll tell you this. From 2014, the first time that I ever saw Vladimir Tarasenko on ice. I mean, literally, seeing him on ice. It was the day after Thanksgiving game. We were playing the Oilers, and I'll tell you what. I thought I saw all this golden hair flowing out from behind his helmet. If that wasn't the golden breath, I'm sitting around people now, and I got a couple Oiler fans because I was in the third row, right? Third row, I've got pictures of me down there. Eric Simp, Christy Simp, she hasn't been on in a while. Eric Simp, the guy I went to high school with, unfortunately passed away. We were at the same game but didn't know it, and it sucked. But for me, the first time I saw him, it was like, that's Brett Hull reincarnated. Right? That's the reincarnation of Brett Hull. And I think that he's embracing that finally. And that's why you're seeing him being a little vocal. And then, he is not been as worried about his English. Right? You go off that, what's a rub off mean? And you think that he may have taken that, I think originally he took that very, very negatively, but I think he's embraced that because you know what? It was funny. I'm sorry.
It was hilarious.
And it doesn't matter. I don't care if you're, I put it on the reporter, right? I put that more on the reporter than anybody else because there's other things you could have used other than rub off, right? Especially speaking to someone whose English is a second language, right? And I deal with English as a second language people all the way, and I deal with that, so I get it. I think he has had a bad season. That's my hot take. He does not. Oh, Matt Lowe, you are so wrong. Who are you talking about?
Ryan O'Reilly.
Okay. Oh, I think okay. I thought he was talking about Tarasenko. I was about to go.
Oh, no. Tarasenko's been playing fine. But points wise, I have to agree with you, Matt. But I wouldn't say it's been a completely bad season because when you factor in his face-offs and his ability to be two-way forward, I don't really see that it's the worst. He's a little off, but not terrible.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. I don't see things being as bad as everybody else does. I like what we're going to get tonight. We'll see. We're going to see what team comes out. Mm-hmm. It's an earlier game, so we're going to see if this earlier game comes. And I could see that.
Absolutely,
I could absolutely see that. Now I got to. When it comes to COVID, I was lucky. Mm-hmm. See, now we're sitting in that, and I like this. We're sitting in that first wild card spot. But you look at the games remaining, we're in a good spot, right? Teams that are ahead of us have less games remaining, so we're in a decent spot. So I'm not going there. Looking a little on the screen. Mine looks okay. A little dark, yeah. Mine looks a little dark.
I haven't pulled mine up yet.
Yeah. Now that I don't see.
I don't see it, especially with Tarasenko, Perron, up until like the past month, Kyrou was busting his butt too. Shen is incredible. There are a lot of players that are busting their butt. They're just not doing it cohesively right now.
Yeah, no, I said that. And Tarasenko, to me, Tarasenko is the MVP of the team this season. Right? And now you might disagree. Some might go with Husso. But
no,
Husso
I wouldn't go with Husso. I would go with Tarasenko.
Husso has become human all of a sudden, right? And you knew that was going to come. And that was, I've been saying that for a while. They're going to figure him out, right? Mm-hmm. He technically, I'll be honest with you, technically, Bennington's a better goaltender than Husso is. Mm-hmm. And Bennington's not a great technical goaltender, mm-hmm. right? The problem is, and I'll tell you what Bennington's problem is, he's trying to be a technical goaltender instead of going by the seat of his pants. When he goes by the seat of his pants, he's a much, much better goaltender. He goes with the flow of game. He feels things a lot different. They've gotten in his head about being more technical, and it screwed him up.
And keeping his emotions in check, too. I know that a lot of people hate when he does it, but, man, he needs to just let it go again.
I do. I do. I think he does. I think he just needs to have one of those games.
Will bring his swagger back. He needs to have his...
I think Husso's starting tonight, right?
He is.
Blues Warriors, 2 years old yesterday. Hey, I don't have my Warriors jersey up. But, hey, happy birthday to you guys. Happy anniversary. It's Shockey. I lived through them vicariously. I lived vicariously through youth to them. You're my connection. I know you joined because of the interviews and things like that, so I greatly appreciate it. Throw Butch in there, too. I can throw Butch in there. I think Butch
he's been amazing, too. I think he did better than what anyone expected from him.
I do not. I think that I think that this is going to be really interesting. His value has dropped significantly, and he's not a starting goaltender. I absolutely believe that. Right? I absolutely believe that he is not a starting goaltender. He even at his age, I think in a full season, if he played a full 50 games, he barely breaks 500. Right?
I disagree with that. I think Husso's better than you're giving him credit for, especially seeing that he makes pretty much the league minimum for NHL players right now. He's definitely not going down in value. He will definitely make at least $1 million next year.
Yeah, he's going to go up a little, but he's not. I don't think he gets signed as a starter anywhere.
I don't know that he'd be a starter either, but he might be an AB.
He could work in an AB situation, but he's not. Guys, you're looking at a really small sample size with him. And actually, for me, the last couple of games are a lot more telling than the first games were. Because these are teams he's seen a second and a third time, or teams that now have enough film on him. Okay, game's almost on. Enjoy. This is Guy the Wild Blues fan and Ashley Slapshot Jones saying we'll see you at the first intermission. Aloha.